Josiah with Browns here, going over a full recap of this home's cleaning today. We're doing the house wash, the roof wash, we're doing the patios, retaining walls, we're doing everything. The homeowner is coming back to their Nashville home and they want everything cleaned up for when they get here. So I'm going to show you guys what it all looks like. Using the Fierce Jet hydraulic hose. This is the pressure hose that we use, and it's a 3/8 inch hose, and we have 3 100-foot links, so we've got a total of 300 feet of hose. And if you've ever tried to attach multiple hoses to your machine and ever tried to use a downstream chemical injector, you might realize, why is chemical not being pulled through the machine? Well, there's not enough, there's too much back pressure on the machine to allow that to happen. And so you're also losing pressure on your machine. And so for every foot of 3/8 pressure hose on an 8-gallon machine, for every foot you're losing 1 psi. And so we've got 300 feet. We're gonna end up losing 300 pounds per square inch of water coming out of our machine. And that is like a simple, quick, easy breakdown. I think it's actually a little bit less than that, but for quick math, 1 foot of pressure hose equals 1 psi of lost pressure. And so what we're gonna be doing, we got our ball valve here, and we're just gonna be soaping down this patio and doing a soft wash on it, getting all of the leaf stains up. If this will pull soap, I think it will, it should. If not, we might have to drop this down to 2 links. All right, so right now what Caleb is doing is he's actually checking to make sure that downstreamer hose is all the way submerged into that soap tank, just to make sure that it's not a result of having 3 100-foot hoses hooked up, but just to cover all of our bases, we just start there, make sure that hose is submerged, which it should be, and then solve the next problem if that's not it. Y'all pay attention now, because you're about to learn something. So this right here is a chemical injector, or downstreamer as we say. All right, that one's not gonna come off, so we're gonna cut it off. Normally you can slide them off without having to cut it, but this one, the hose is pretty new, so it's on there pretty good. So close, come on. All right. That is what success stabbed it.
All right. So this right here is our chemical injector downstreamer, and so inside of here you can't really see it, but there's like a little ball down in there, and sometimes that'll get stuck, and if it does, then that doesn't allow the chemical to go down in there. So what you can do is take a little small Allen wrench or anything that'll fit down in there and just stick it in there and then kind of push. This one definitely feels stuck.
There's actually pressure in the line, which makes it seem like that. So I'm gonna go run in and release it.
So yeah, this is our injector, and then we'll just stick this down in there and we'll see if we can free that up. If it's not stuck, then it might be that we have too much hose on that reel, so we'll see. Definitely was stuck, and you can actually see now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see that when I stick this down in here, there's actually water coming out now. So now we're just gonna take this, slap it back on there, hopefully. Get you to hold that.
Nice.
Alrighty,
Thank you, Caleb.
should be working.
All right, let's try it real quick. Oh yeah, here we go. Try to soap just a smaller area at a time. I feel like I can control it a little bit better, and I feel like I can ensure that it's a higher quality cleaning. I feel like I don't miss as many spots. I just feel like it's more predictable of a cleaning. And so just getting this square cleaned up, and then I'll move on to the rest of the patio. All right, so we're just gonna run the soap out of the line. We're ready to rinse here. And you know, we've got pressure washing wands, but honestly, this ball valve works really nice for both application of the soap and rinsing. You can really just adjust it however it's best for you. So we go about right there, and you can hit pretty much everything you need to with just this ball valve, and it lets out a large volume of water, which makes rinsing way faster, and really helps the job speed up nicely. So just focusing on getting all this rinsed down, all the windows getting rinsed well, all this in the sun, making sure that's nice and clean, no soap drying there on the windows. I like to aim the water if I'm going to try to clean the bottom section of these doors where all those leaves are. I'm actually going to try to hit just the bottom section of the door and let it bounce off and rinse those leaves off, instead of aiming a lot of water towards the actual door seal at the bottom. It's a lot better way, a lot safer than aiming directly at the bottom of the door, where you could shoot water into the home. And yeah, so just getting all these cleaned. You'll want to make sure to rinse door handles like these first, before doing everything else, because those door handles with that type of finish can actually end up blackening, and it looks terrible. And so get those rinsed first, get the windows rinsed, and then go back through and do your detailed rinse on the brick, on the soffits, the gutters, but you want to make sure you hit those door handles and those windows first before you do everything else. All right, so now that we got the patio done, the house done for the most part, I'm gonna go and hit this roof section here. We got our ladder up, so let's take a look and see what we're actually dealing with. This is the first time I've seen it. Okay, so it's not terrible. PTO roof, a little bit of just puddling. This is really what they don't want to see as they look out this window here. But just blow all these leaves, all this dirt out, brighten all this up, make it look good. And yeah, it's probably one of the hardest jobs to do, is to clean a clean home. And that sounds very counterintuitive, but it's very difficult because you don't really, a couple reasons. One, there's no really good sense of like gratification to a job. Now this will clean up, this will look nicer, but man, you don't know what the expectations are 100% of the time. And so, you know, with a small vinyl house that's covered in green algae, you know when you're done that they're going to be thrilled, it's going to look great. And these people will too, but it's just a little bit more effort, a little bit more energy, and you have to be very tactful in how you go about doing those things. So we're going to take care of this right now. All right, now that we've got everything cleaned off, it's time to use the X-Jet. And what's cool about this is called an X-Jet, and it's similar to your downstream chemical injector, only it's at the end near your wand. And so whatever this hose is in, it will pull, shoot out the end of your wand, kind of like a foam cannon. And yeah, so we're just gonna come through, soap all this down, and that should give it that pearly white look that we're looking for, hopefully. So as you can tell, it cleaned up okay. I'm not like super impressed with it. It's clean, and this is probably acceptable, but I want to just try one more chemical to see. That was just normal SH that we use, sodium hypochlorite. We're gonna try, it's actually a concrete brightener on this. Whenever you try a new chemical or something you're just not sure about, or how it's going to react or what it's going to look like, you always want to try it in an out of the way spot. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to do a little test spot over here, maybe right here. It looks like a good spot. Just doing a little spot, scrubbing it, and just seeing how it'll look here. And then if it looks good, I'll go ahead and apply it to all of this, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Gonna let that sit on there for about 30 seconds or so. Come back with the wand, hit it real quick, and just see how it turns out. All right, so it didn't turn out great. That was the after. I do know that one restore, if you put one restore on this, it will brighten up a little bit more for you. But so far this is what we got. Looks pretty good. And we're moving on to that section over there and gonna do the same process, and it should be a lot easier. So looks like we got 4 hours left of daylight, so we got to get moving. All right, so what Caleb is doing right now is we got the majority of the dirt cleaned off with his pressure washer, and we're just gonna apply some soap to this wall to just kind of touch up anything that might be left over, something that maybe an area that was super dirty and he didn't feel like putting pressure on it because it is painted. He may have not wanted to chip off any of the paint, and so this is a very safe and easy way to just apply soap. You know, with all these plants right next to the wall, you don't want to come in with a very powerful soft wash system and just spray all this, because you're going to get soap all over these bushes and it's very hard to control. And so all that he did is he just put soap in this bucket and he's dipping his brush and just lightly scrubbing the top of this wall, because that's really where it needs it. And as you can see, it's still a little bit dirty, but once he gets done putting soap on it, it should turn out real nice and bright. Especially once he rinses it, it's going to look perfect. The time is now. We are officially done, and this place turned out awesome. Take a look at this beautiful wall. The patio turned out even better than what we thought it would. Check this out. It is so clean. All the patio's done. But yeah, everything turned out very, very nice. And so they were super happy, and will definitely be calling us again when they need it. And all these right here, I don't know if you remember what these looked like, but these were some of their main concerns, just with how nasty they were. And then there was like a bunch of actually bird feed right here that was like frozen to the ground. And so yeah, so that is the completion of this job. Total of $2,200 to complete it. We ended up adding some things on as well. And so yeah, let me know how you guys would have attacked this job, what you would have done differently. And if you have any questions on how we did this or how we got this job, please ask them down in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you next time.